here we're just kind of looking at some of the events that have to happen in order for the man of lawlessness to actually come into power, because he has to come into power. So as the man of lawlessness comes into power, he will be a man, as well, actually, and I don't know if I really specified this too much. We'll get into it, but he will actually be a commoner. He will not be of royal line. He will be of a common lineage, not of a royal line. So the beast, when he comes into power, he will not regard the God of his fathers, nor any God. And we actually see that over in Daniel. Now, interestingly enough, he's going to use religion to bring himself into power, but once he's in power, he's really not going to have any regard. And you see this in Daniel 11:37 for his God or in that of any others. He shall regard neither the God of his fathers, nor the desire of women, nor regard any God, for he shall exalt himself above all. So he is actually going to demand that above all gods, he is actually worshiped. He says, there can be no other God before me. Yeah, that's exactly what he goes back to, is the first commandment, where he says in Exodus chapter 2 or 20 and verse 30, you shall have no other gods before me. Now you'll notice here, he does not say you shall have no other gods. God understands the human nature, and he understands we're going to have superstitions and other stuff like that. He says, you will have no other God above me, which also means that if a God particularly says one thing and God says another, well, I'm going to be obedient to the one that is the highest God. And that's what he's actually demanding. Well, the man of lawlessness is going to do the same thing. Now, back over in Daniel, we'll also notice that it actually says he does not have a preference for women. In the context, that does not really justify what it's indicating is within his governmental structure, he's not going to be interested in having women. This is going to be men who are going to be involved in that. More than likely, we're simply talking about the fact that he is not going to prefer women in his political system. They're all going to be males. That's going to be a reference there.